Hello everyone. Today Jagex changed the bind system in Dungeoneering as well as the experience rates for teams other than 5-5. First off, for Dungeoneering binds, now there's a sort of a bank type thing in Dungeoneering where you can bind 10 items and then you can only wield certain numbers at a time depending on your Dungeoneering level. So at 1 Dungeoneering you can only have 1 bind active at any one time. At 20 you get 2, 50 is 3, 90 is 4, and 120 is 5. So it's more binds than before being active at once. And I'm showing the screen here which shows the 10 slots on the top, which are the items that you bind, and then the sets that you can make on the bottom by just dragging items down. And so you can switch between them anytime just by going to the smuggler and clicking the little arrow on the right hand side of the screen, which will let you use that set. So I'm currently using a mostly melee set, partially because I haven't really had time to go and get all of the other drops, but it's going to be very nice for a lot of things. I'm using the Sagittarian legs there, which were very nice. Later on in this video you'll see when I'm killing Balak. It's helpful to have the mage defense from those, but it's also just really nice to be able to have a few more binds and to be able to get at them easier. I think Dungeoneering is probably going to be pretty much the same. The main use for this is going to be for switching to different styles for bosses. It's not really worth going to the guy there and switching all of your gear whenever you go to like a different room that has different guys in it. But if you get a boss like Necrolord, then it really helps to switch to either a full range or full mage setup so you can be really effective on it. So it's not going to be a really big change, but it'll definitely be helpful. And it'll also be good for low-level Dungeoneers since you get more binds at low levels. I know that before it was quite difficult because until you got to 100 Dungeoneering, you were sort of in a bit of a tight spot in terms of binds. So now with all of these new bind slots, it's probably going to be a bit confusing and you might not know what to bind. The obvious choice is 2 plate and legs, or a plate and legs, and then the range versions and mage versions, so that's 6 items there. And then a melee, range, and mage weapon, so that's up to 9. And then blood necklace for another one. So I think that makes the most sense. At the moment it's a little bit odd because you still only have 1 ammo bind slot. So for me that's a surge box. For some people it's their ammo for bows. But I think after the EOC is released it'll make a lot more sense because spells in Dungeoneering are going to be much lower in terms of rune cost, so it'll be easier to runecraft or just use staves which act as the runes. So it probably makes the most sense to do what I mentioned before with having the plate and legs of each type of combat style and then a weapon from each combat style, and then have a blood necklace or some other random bind as the 10th bind, and then for your ammo just use arrows because they're much more difficult to make than runes. And so that will allow you to have all combat styles to deal with bosses if you want to go back and switch at the smuggler. But for actual normal combat in the EOC in Dungeoneering, you'll probably only want to bring 2 styles, so that'll be a plate from one style, legs from another style, and then the 2 weapons from those 2 styles. That will be up to 4 binds, and then you'll probably want a blood necklace or something as your 5th. So yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult with the hybriding in the EOC in Dungeoneering, but they did relax the amount that the triangle affects it in Dungeoneering, so you'll still be able to hit even if you're using the wrong combat style. So that's yeah, that's not bad. So yeah, that's pretty much all about the bind system. So on top of the bind system being changed, they also changed the experience rates, and they based it somewhat off of the 5-5 large groups, so that people who do smaller groups will get comparable experience if you do fast enough floors. I believe it comes out to, from the couple tests that I did here doing the medium floors, it comes out to around 250k per hour for these abandoned floors. But if you average in the experience rates for higher floors like occults and warps, you'll probably get quite a bit higher. I believe Mod Chriselle tested it to be about 350k experience per hour on average if you're very quick at floors. So that's quite good. That's definitely comparable with doing 5-5 teams, especially when you include the time that it takes to actually form parties and to get everyone together and ready for it. A lot of people just sort of discount that time when they really shouldn't because it's a significant time waste. And that really sums it up for this video. There were also a few other updates today. I'm planning on making a video showing some of the new Solomon Store skilling animations, and then they did some changes to gravestones, which I'm probably not going to make a video about because it's just too straightforward. I mean, Graves now have a take all option and a re-equip all option. So that's pretty much all that I wanted to say about those. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope this video was informative and helpful.